Jai, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Give me a minute. Give me this. The books and the gloves and the book. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, That's right. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Haribol.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hey, bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare
Hey,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Ram Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hey bolo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hey bolo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitai Gaura Premanandi Ki Jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai, Gaura Premanandi, Haribo, Haribo. So we have a couple of books here. If you want to take one, you're welcome to take it. They're free. You just come up and take one. Okay, so tonight we're going to hear, this is a wonderful book called The Science of Self-Realization. And in this book tonight, we are going to hear the following. You can take one book if you want also. Krishna Consciousness, the Yoga for the Modern Age. This is written by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada says, it is not that this movement is simply a sentimental movement. Don't think that these boys and girls are dancing out of some religious sentiment or fanaticism. No. We have the highest philosophical and theosophical background, but it is all simplified. That is the beauty of this movement. Whether one is a great scholar or a child, he can take part without any difficulty. Chetodarpana marjanam, Baba Mahadevagni Nivarpanam, Shrerakkaira Vyachandrika Vitaranam, Vidyavahduhu Jivanam, Anandam Buddhivardhanam, Pratipradam Pranamritasvardhanam, Sarvatma Snapanam, Param Vijayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to the Sankirtan movement. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was only a 16-year-old boy, introduced this Sankirtan movement 500 years ago in Navadvipa, India. It was not that he manufactured some religious system, just as nowadays so many religious systems are being manufactured. Actually, religion cannot be manufactured. Dharman tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Religion means the codes of God, the laws of God. That's all. Certainly, we cannot live without obeying the state laws. And similarly, we cannot live without obeying the laws of God. And in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7, the Lord says that whenever there are discrepancies in the prosecution of religious activities, yada yada hidharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, and there is a predominance of irreligious activities, abhyutanam adharmasya, at that time I, Krishna, appear, tadatmanam shijam yaham. And in the material world, we can see the same principle demonstrated. For wherever there is a disobedience of the state laws, there is the advent of some particular state officer or policeman to set things straight. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipped by the Goswamis. There were six Goswamis: Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. There are three meanings of go. Go means land, go means cow, and go means senses. The Swami means master. So the word Goswami means that they were masters of the senses. When one becomes master of the senses, or Goswami, he can make progress in spiritual life. That is the real meaning of Swami. Swami means that one is not a servant of the senses, but master of the senses. Senses are the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and also the mind. One of these six Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, was the head, and he compiled a very nice verse in honor of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirnam kalo samarpaitam unnat ojwala rasam sva bhakti shriyam harir purata sundara duti kadamba sandipita sadahirdaya kandare spurratu va sachi nandana. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, verse 1.4. Kalo means this age, the age of Kali, the Iron Age, which is very much contaminated, an age of quarrel and disagreement. Rupa Goswami says that in this age of Kali, when everything is disagreement and quarrel, you, meaning Krishna, have descended to offer the highest love of God. Samar Payitam Unnat Ojwala Rasam. And not only the topmost, but a very brilliant rasa or transcendental humor. Purata Sundara Duti. Your complexion is just like gold, like the luster of gold. You are so kind that I bless everyone. The Goswamis can bless because they are masters of the senses. That this form of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, may always remain dancing in everyone's heart. When Rupa Goswami first met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayaga, Lord Chaitanya was chanting and dancing in the street. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. At that time also, Rupa Goswami offered one prayer. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate. Oh, you are the most munificent, meaning most merciful, of all incarnations because you are distributing love of Godhead. One second. Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratuseye Namaha. You are Krishna himself, because if you were not Krishna, you could not distribute Krishna Prema, or love of God, for love of Krishna is not so easily acquired, but you are distributing this love freely to everyone. In this way, the Sankirtan movement was inaugurated in Bengal, India, in Navadvipa. In this sense, the Bengalis are very fortunate that in their country this movement was inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya, who predicted, Prativite yacheyata nagaradigrama sarvatma prachara haibe moranama. In all the villages and towns all over the world, everywhere, this Sankirtan movement will be preached. This is his prediction. So, by the grace of Lord Chaitanya, this movement is already introduced in the Western countries, beginning from New York City. Our Sankirtan movement was first introduced in New York City in 1966. At that time, I, meaning His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, I came and began to chant this Hare Krishna mantra in Tompkins Square. I was chanting there for 3 hours with a small mridanga drum, and these American boys assembled and gradually joined, and so it is increasing. First of all, it was started in a New York storefront, 26 2nd Avenue. Then we started our branches in San Francisco, Montreal, Boston, Los Angeles, Buffalo, Columbus. We now, this is 1970, have 24 branches, including one in London and one in Hamburg. In London, they are all American boys and girls, and they are preaching. They are not sannyasis, nor are they Vedantists, nor Hindus, nor Indians, but they have taken this movement very seriously. Even in the London Times, there was an article headlined, Krishna Chant Startles London. So we have many in the movement now. All my disciples, at least in this country, are Americans and Europeans. They are chanting, dancing, and distributing a magazine, Back to Godhead. Now we have published many books, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, as it is, the Bhagavad Gita as it is, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and Ishopanishad. It is not that this movement is simply a sentimental movement. Don't think that these boys are dancing out of some religious sentiment or fanaticism. No, we have the highest philosophical and theosophical background. As an illustration, let us consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. While he was preaching, he went to Benares, the seat of Mayavadi sannyasis. The followers of Sankaracharya are mostly seen in Benares. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, he was chanting and dancing. Some of the people very much appreciated this, and so he quickly became famous. One prominent sannyasi, Prakasananda Saraswati, leader of many thousands of Mayavadi sannyasis, was informed, "Oh, from Bengal, one young sannyasi has come. He is so nicely chanting and dancing." Prakasananda Saraswati was a great Vedantist, and he did not like the idea. He said, "Oh, he is a pseudo sannyasi. He is chanting and dancing, and this is not the business of a sannyasi. A sannyasi should always engage himself in the study of philosophy and the Vedanta." Then one of the devotees who did not like the remarks of Prakasananda Saraswati came back and informed Lord Chaitanya that he was being criticized. So the devotee arranged a meeting of all the sannyasis, and there was a philosophical discussion on the Vedanta between Prakasananda Saraswati and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These accounts and philosophical discussions are given in our book, The Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It is remarkable that Prakasananda himself and all his disciples became Vaishnavas. In other words, Lord Chaitanya convinced them all to become Vaishnavas. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya had a great discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the great logician of that time, who was also a Mayavadi impersonalist, and he was also converted. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is not mere sentimentalism. There is a very rich background if one wants to understand the Sankirtan movement through philosophy and logic. There is ample opportunity for this movement is based on science and on the authority of the Vedas, but it is all simplified. That is the beauty of this movement. Whether one is a great scholar or philosopher or a child, he can take part without any difficulty. Other systems of self-realization, the jnana process or yoga process, are also recognized, but it is not possible to practice them in this age. That is the verdict of the Vedas. Kriteya dhyayato vishnum, tretayam yajato makai, dwapare paricharyayam, kalo tat dari kirtanat. Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.52. In the Satya Yuga age, the golden age, it was possible to execute the meditation process. For instance, Valmiki Muni meditated for 60,000 years to get perfection. But where is our old age? Besides that, in other words, who's going to be able to do that? Meditate 60,000 years now. Besides that, for the meditation process, as described in the Bhagavad Gita, one has to select a secluded place. He has to execute it alone. He has to sit down in a rigid posture. He has to lead a life of complete celibacy, and so on. There are many rules and regulations. Thus, Ashtanga yoga meditation is not possible. If one is satisfied by imitating, that is a different thing. But if one wants perfection, then he has to execute all the 8 stages of Ashtanga yoga. If this is not possible, then it is a waste of time. In other words, in this age of Kali Yuga, it's a waste of time. and trying to attain perfection by Ashtanga yoga, which is a very severe type of yoga. What is the ultimate goal of yoga process or meditation? Contact with the Supreme Super Soul, the Supreme Lord, is the aim and object of all yoga processes. So, this is a very major statement, and Srila Prabhupada here is making it very clear. What is the ultimate goal of the yoga process or meditation? Contact with the Supreme, the Super Soul, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, is the aim and object of all yoga processes. It's not for having a stronger body, doing different types of exercises for your health. No, that's not yoga. No, it's to come closer and closer to Krishna and eventually develop love for Krishna. That's the whole purpose of yoga. Yoga means connecting to God or Krishna. That's the meaning of yoga. Similarly, philosophical research, the jnana process, also aims at understanding the Supreme Brahman. These are recognized processes, undoubtedly, but according to authoritative description, they are not practical in this iron age of Kali. Therefore, one has to take to this process of Hari Kirtana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anyone can practice without pre-qualification. One doesn't have to study philosophy or Vedanta. This was the purport of Lord Chaitanya's meeting with Prakasananda Saraswati. You see, Lord Chaitanya made everything easy and achievable in this age of Kali Yuga to become Krishna conscious. Previously, it was virtually impossible to achieve pure love and devotion for Lord Krishna. But in the age, and most people were misled, not even to aim for love and devotion for Krishna. It was to become very expert in yoga practices. Twisting your body like a pretzel, basically. So Lord Chaitanya comes and he says, look, the real goal of yoga or meditation, what is it? Contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord, the Supreme Lord, Krishna. That's the real purpose. And that is the main aim and object of all yoga processes. Similarly, philosophical research, the jnana process, also aims at understanding the Supreme Brahman, meaning, again, Brahman means God. These are recognized processes, undoubtedly, but according to authoritative description, they are not practical in this age of Kali. Therefore, one has to take to this process of Hari Kirtana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anyone can practice without pre-qualification. One doesn't have to study philosophy or Vedanta. This was the purport of Lord Chaitanya's meeting with Prakasananda Saraswati. So this is 500 years ago. This discussion took place between Lord Chaitanya and his very prominent sannyasi Prakasananda Saraswati. In other words, Lord Chaitanya defeated Prakasananda Saraswati, and he converted him and his thousands and thousands of disciples to become Vaishnavas and chant Hare Krishna. So it says, all these different processes of becoming a yogi undoubted, are, according to authoritative description, they are not practical in this iron age of Kali. Therefore, one has to take to this process of Hare Kirtana, chanting the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anyone can practice without pre-qualification. One doesn't have to study philosophy or Vedanta. This was the purport of Lord Chaitanya's meeting with Prakasananda Saraswati. When the Vedanta philosophy was thoroughly discussed between Lord Chaitanya and Prakasananda Saraswati, Prakasananda Saraswati first of all asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I understand that you were a very good scholar in your early life. Lord Chaitanya was actually a very great scholar. His name was Nimai Pandita, and at the age of 16, he defeated the great scholar from Kashmir, Keshava Kashmiri. And I understand that you are a great Sanskrit scholar, and that especially in logic, you are a very learned scholar. You were also born in a Brahmana family, and now you are a sannyasi. How is it that you are chanting and dancing and not reading the Vedanta? This was the first question asked by Prakasananda Saraswati, and Lord Chaitanya replied, yes, the reason is that when I was initiated by my spiritual master, he said that I am a fool number one. You don't discuss the Vedanta, he told me. You will simply spoil your time. Just take to this chanting of Hare Krishna Kirtan, and you will be successful. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That was his reply. That's the reply he got from his guru. Lord Chaitanya received this from his guru. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not a fool, and certainly the Vedanta is not for fools. One needs sufficient education, and one must attain a certain status before he can understand the Vedanta. In each and every word, there are volumes of meanings, and there are many commentaries by Sankaracharya and Ramanujacharya, huge volumes in Sanskrit. But how can we understand Vedanta? It is not possible. It may be possible for one person or two persons to understand, but for the mass of people, it is not possible. Nor is it possible to practice yoga. Therefore, if one takes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's method, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the first installment of gain will be Cheto Darpana Marjanam. All dirty things will be cleansed from the heart simply by chanting this mantra. Chant. There is no expenditure and there is no loss. If one simply chants for 1 week, he will see how much he will progress in spiritual knowledge. We are attracting many students simply by chanting, and they are understanding the entire philosophy and becoming purified. This society for Krishna consciousness was started only 4 years ago in 1966, and we have so many branches already. The American boys and girls are taking it very seriously, and they are happy. Ask any one of them. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. They are cleansing the dirty things from the heart simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The next point is Bhava Mahadevagni Nirvapanam. As soon as the heart is cleansed of all dirty things, then all the problems of material existence are immediately solved. This world has been compared to Davagni, which means a blazing fire in the forest. In this material existence, no one wants unhappiness, but it comes by force. That is the law of material nature. No one wants fire, but whether we go in a city, the fire brigade is always active. There is always fire. Similarly, there are many things that no one wants. No one wants death. There is death. No one wants disease. But there is disease. No one wants old age. But there is old age. They are there against our will, against our desire. Thus, we should consider the state of this material existence. This human form of life is meant for understanding, not for wasting this valuable time like animals by eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. This is not the advancement of civilization. The Bhagavatam says that this body is not meant for working hard simply for sense gratification. Nayam deho deha bhajam nirloke kastan kamam arhate vidbujam te. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.1. To work very hard and satisfy oneself by sense gratification is the business of hogs, not human beings, meaning hogs, meaning pigs, and not human beings. The human being should learn tapasya. Tapasya means how to perform acts of self-abnegation, controlling the mind and the senses. Especially in India, so many great sages, so many great kings, and so many brahmacharis and sannyasis have passed their lives in great tapasya, or doing great acts of sacrifice, in order not to go further to sleep. Lord Buddha was a prince who gave up everything and engaged himself in tapasya. This is real life. When King Bharata, under whose name India was named Bharatvarsa, was 24 years old, he gave up his kingdom, his young wife, and young children, and went away for tapasya, for sacrifice. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was only 24, he gave up his young wife and mother, everything. There are many, many examples. India is the land of sacrifice, meaning tapasya. But we are forgetting that now. Now we are making it the land of technology. Jai Shri Radha Nilamadhava Ki Jai. Jai Shri Radha Nilamadhava. It's really funny here. Prabhupada, this was written about 40 years ago. He says, he says that India is the land of tapasya, of performing sacrifice. But we are forgetting that. Now we are making the land of technology. It is surprising that India is now no longer propagating this tapasya, for India is the land of Dharma, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. But it is not only in India. Everywhere in this age of iron, everything is degraded in this sense. Prayanal payasa sabya kalav asmin yuge jana. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.10. In this age of Kali, the duration of life is diminished, and men are not moved to understand self-realization. And if they are invariably misled by so many deceitful leaders. The age is very corrupt. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, is the best and the simplest method to make spiritual advancement. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Vakevalam, Kalu Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. In this age of Kali Yuga, there is no other religion than glorifying the Lord by utterance of his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And that is the injunction of all the revealed scriptures. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. This verse appears in the Brihan Naradiya Purana. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam. Simply chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There is no other alternative. Kalo Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Gatir Anyata. In this age, Kali Yuga, there is no other alternative for self-realization. So we have to accept it. There is a similar verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 12th canto, 3rd chapter. Parikshit Maharaj was informed by Sukadeva Goswami of the faults of this age. And now all the symptoms of the age of Kali are apparent. In the conclusive portion, however, Sukadeva Goswami said, Kale dosa nide rajan astihi eka mahan guna. My dear king, this age Kali is full of faulty things, but there is one good opportunity. What is that? Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. Simply by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, one can become liberated and go back to Godhead. This is practical and authorized, and one can also test himself to see how he is advancing simply by chanting. This Krishna consciousness movement is not something new, something that we have introduced or manufactured. It is authorized by the Vedic principles, authorized by acharyas like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and others. And the method is very, very simple. There is no loss also. We are not charging anything. We are not asking for fees and giving the people some secret mantra and promising them that within 6 months they will become God. No, this is open for everyone. Children, women, girls, boys, old people, everyone can chant and see the results. To further this end, we not only are establishing our new Vrindavan farm project in West Virginia, but are establishing other spiritual communities such as the new Navadvipa and new Jagannatha Puri. We have already started new Jagannatha Puri in San Francisco, and the Rath Yatra Festival is going on. This year, there will be a great ceremony of Rath Yatra in London also. There will be 3 cars for Jagannatha, Subhadra, and Balarama, and they will be taken to the river Thames. And America has imported New England and New York. And America has imported New England and New York. So why not New Vrindavana? We should especially establish this new Vrindavana because Lord Chaitanya recommended Aradhyo Bhagavan Vajesha Tanayas Tat Dhamma Vrindavanam. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavana, Dhamma, or Vrajabhumi, is the supreme person, worshipable deity, and his place Vrindavana is also worshipable. The Western boys and girls are taking to Krishna consciousness, and they should learn a place. No, I'm sorry, and they should have a place like Vrindavana. Swami Kirtananda, who went to Vrindavana with me 2 years ago, knows what Vrindavana is like. So I have instructed him to construct at least 7 temples. In Vrindavana, there are 5,000 temples of Radha and Krishna. But the most important temples are 7, established by the Goswamis. Our program is to live in New Vrindavana, depend on agriculture and cows as an economic solution, not AI, not IO, whatever. It's agriculture, depend on agriculture and cows as an economic solution. You see, Prabhupada's saying this, 60 years ago he's saying this. And peacefully execute Krishna consciousness. That's why we have a farm with cows right now, only 20 minutes from here. And chant Hare Krishna. That is the Vrindavana scheme. Yuktahara vimukta viharasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Bhagavad Gita 6:17. This human form of life isn't meant for increasing artificial needs. We should be satisfied just to maintain the body and soul together, and the rest of the time we should enhance our Krishna consciousness so that after leaving this body, we won't have to take another material body, but we'll be able to go back home, back to Godhead. That should be the motto of human life. Go back to Godhead. That should be the motto of human life. Okay, any questions? This goes on. This is a very profound book by Srila Prabhupada. But obviously, the real goal of Krishna consciousness is to help people in this age go back to the spiritual world, not to rot in the material world, birth after birth. This should be the last time that you are in the material world if you take up the Krishna consciousness very seriously, so that you can always remember Krishna 24 hours a day and never forget Krishna. And therefore, right up to the moment of death, you're always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then you will make tangible spiritual advancement. And you'll be happy, and you'll make many other people happy, and you will always be in the company of genuine devotees who all want to also be happy chanting Hare Krishna. We should never associate with non-devotees. A very bad decision. Only associate with genuine devotees, and you will never be misled. No matter if someone's a PhD or whatever, non-devotees are like poison, and they will insert their poison into you. But if you only associate with genuine devotees, you will make tangible spiritual progress every minute of your life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are there any questions? Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Haribol.
Maharaj, you said chanting of Mahamantra will cleanse the heart. How does it actually happen?
Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Baba Mahahadavagni Nirvapanam. It happens by chanting Hare Krishna.
What is how does it happen?
Well, if you chant correctly, you should not chant silently. Let's get that point clear. you chant so that you make a vibration of the mantra from your mouth, and it should be able to go to your ear. And it should also go around you for other people to hear also. So if you chant correctly like that, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the soap that cleanses the dirt in your heart.
Dirt means like
Dirt
yes.
means all the nonsense things you did, all the nonsense things you ate, all the nonsense things you desire, all the nonsense things that you have seen, it all gets cleansed. Did you do anything nonsense in the past? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so when your body is dirty, you go to the supermarket and you buy some soap. And then you get some water and soap your body and clean the dirt. What is the soap of the mind if your mind is dirty? Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That'll clean your mind. But at the same time, you give up the association of non-devotees and you associate only with genuine devotees who are always chanting Hare Krishna and are happy. So you will also be happy. You will also be chanting always Hare Krishna. And you will not have any doubts or fears or anxiety. That means that you are an advanced devotee at that point. Advanced devotees are always happy. They're always chanting Hare Krishna. And they're always bathing in the water of the holy name. That's the secret. That will cleanse your body and mind of all dirty things.
So self-realization will simultaneously happen, or
Oh yeah, it's a concomitant. It'll go along with your constant chanting. You don't feel that?
little?
Huh?
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay. Hare Krishna. They don't want to use the word transgress. That's a wrong word. Transgress, that's the wrong word. Wrong word means you make a mistake. Transgress means you make a mistake. No, you become purified by chanting Hare Krishna. So if you chant 16 good rounds every day, you will become purified. Do you chant 16 rounds every day? Every day. All right. Are you saying, I'm chanting 16 rounds every day, but I don't feel as if I'm purified? Is that what you're saying? No, that's not what she's saying. You're misunderstanding what she said. When Krishna was with the, Kunti Devi and the and her sons and so forth, there was a lot of calamity. There was a lot of problems, right? But then all the problems went away, and the bad people got defeated. So Kunti Devi is saying, look, we went through all these difficult times, but we were able to do it because Krishna, you were with us. But now you're going to go away from us thinking, oh, well, there's no more problem. Better bring the problem back because we don't want to be separated from you. We want always to be with you. We don't care if it's in difficult situations, you know. So she was just expressing a high level of love for Krishna by saying that, a very high level. Yeah. But we are following Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and if you heard what what I read, Lord Chaitanya made it very easy to be Krishna conscious. You don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to know Sanskrit. You don't have to do anything, basically, except chant Hare Krishna and follow the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. And you go back to Godhead, you see. So he made it very easy for anyone, even a little kid, to become Krishna conscious. That's why, let me just reiterate some things that I read. So not the whole thing, but just a little bit of it. It says, when the Vedanta philosophy was thoroughly discussed between Lord Chaitanya and Prakashananda Saraswati, Prakashananda Saraswati first of all asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I understand that you were a very good scholar in your early life. Lord Chaitanya, of course, was actually a very great scholar. His name was Nimai Pandit, and at the age of 16, he defeated a great scholar from Kashmir named Keshava Kashmiri. So then Prakashananda continues, and I understand that you are a great Sanskrit scholar, and that especially in logic, you are a very learned scholar. You were also born in a Brahmana family, and now you are a sannyasi. How is it that you are chanting and dancing and not reading the Vedanta? How is it? You know, you shouldn't be chanting and dancing. You should be reading Vedanta. Right? This was the first question asked by Prakashananda Saraswati. And Lord Chaitanya replied, yes, the reason is that when I was initiated by my spiritual master, he said that I am fool number one. He said, you don't discuss the Vedanta. He told me, you will simply spoil your time. Just take to this chanting of Hare Krishna and you will be successful. That was his reply. Of course, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not a fool, and certainly the Vedanta is not for fools. One needs sufficient education, and one must attain a certain status before one can understand the Vedanta. In each and every word, there are volumes of meanings, and there are many commentaries by Sankaracharya and Ramanujacharya, huge volumes in Sanskrit. But how can we understand Vedanta? It is not possible. It may be possible for one person or two persons to understand, but for the mass of people, it is not possible, nor is it possible to practice yoga. Therefore, if one takes the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's method, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the first installment of gain will be Chaitodarpana Marjanam, all dirty things will be cleansed from the heart simply by chanting. You got it? You asked the question, right? And this is it. This is the answer to your question. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. All the dirty things will be cleansed from the heart simply by chanting. Chant. There is no expenditure and there is no loss. If one simply chants for 1 week, he will see how much he will progress in spiritual knowledge. We are attracting many students simply by chanting, and they are understanding the entire philosophy and becoming purified. This society was started only 4 years ago in 1966, and we have so many branches already. The American boys and girls are taking it very seriously, and they are happy. Ask any one of them. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. They are cleansing the dirty things from the heart simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question? Yes, sir. Yes, Prabhu.
So sometimes, right, it's not possible to chanting. So
It's not possible to chant.
no, no. When we are working and when you are in the meetings, office meeting, right? So it's not possible to chant. In that time, instead of chanting, right, we can, if you listen the Maha Mantra. So what is the, how actually is any purify the body when we hear the Maha Mantra? Because normal I put the Maha Mantra 24/7, just it's coming. It's always running. So sometime while sleeping and while working, and if you're listening, right, so what are the benefits for that?
No, you make the sound a little, less.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. What are the benefits of chanting and hearing? So what are the difference when we chant and when we hear?
No, you have to chant loud enough to hear. Then you have a closed circuit like this. You see? You're chanting and then you're hearing. But you can do it quietly. But you should not do it silently. So, when your professor is speaking, he's talking all his nonsense, and you're going, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, okay? Now, if your professor comes to say, what are you saying, when I'm speaking? And you say, oh, it's nothing. So he'll leave you alone. Now, you don't chant loudly, so that way you can chant 24 hours a day. The professor's up there with the chalk and the blackboard and he's writing and talking all nonsense, and you're going, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay? Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Haribo. Okay, I think we'll stop right there. Unless you have another question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes, Prabhu.
So on the same part you mentioned, with the chanting the holy names, it will cleanse our soul. At the same time, Maya is still attacking us. We are still fallen. So
No,
is there
Maya will give up. If you don't give up chanting, Maya will give up, trying to make you fall down. You just continue chanting. And Maya will not bother you. She'll test you. She'll test you. But, I'll give you an example. One time, long time ago, I had this one room apartment near the temple. It was a long, long time ago, right? And 12 o'clock at night, someone's banging on my door. So I didn't open the door. but it woke me up. So I go near the door and I said, "Who is it?" And it was some lady. I said, "You can't come inside." She said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I don't want you to come inside. I want to go back to sleep. So go away." She said, "No, no, I want to come inside." I said, "Look, go away and chant Hare Krishna and leave me alone." Now, she was a very pretty girl, very, very pretty girl, right? But I wouldn't let her come into the room. Later on, about I think it was like a month later, she fell down with somebody, and then left Krishna consciousness, you know. So, yeah, we have to be determined to be Krishna conscious. And we should not fall down under any circumstance. Okay? But we're going to be tested, just like I was tested. That girl was a very pretty girl. But I was not interested. Why? Because I wanted to go back to sleep so I could wake up for Mangal Arti. Right? Okay, so we're going to be tested many times, not just once. We'll be tested many times. But any problem in life, you can solve it by chanting Hare Krishna. So you don't have to worry. Now you have the secret to success. Haribol. All right, we'll stop right now, unless there's another question. But if not, you got another question?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
So, Maharaj, how can we say that chanting Mahamantra will cleanse your heart? Because
Chanting Hare Krishna comes from the heart.
No, chanting Mahamantra will clean your heart.
Cleanse your heart.
Cleanse your heart. So if we say this to a non-devotee,
What do you care? What do you care what the non-devotee says?
If we are preaching or we are distribution of books, so that time he may think that how do you know that my
Well,
heart
don't tell him that. You say chanting Hare Krishna will make you happy. That's what you should say. Not chanting Hare Krishna will clean your heart. You can't understand that.
But it's written in the book.
Well, so what? So what if it's written in the book? If you're trying to convince someone that you just meet in the street, and if you say, chant Hare Krishna to cleanse your heart, they'll look at you like, what, are you crazy or what? But if you say, chant Hare Krishna, you'll be happy. And they're seeing the other devotees jumping up and down, they're happy. They'll say, okay, maybe I'll do that also. Okay? Yeah. All right. Well, I think we will stop right there. But it's never stopped. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna Ma Mantra Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gauda Premanandi, Haribol, Haribol. All right, we got to take rest early because 9 o'clock right now, so we can wake up tomorrow early in the morning and chant 16 good rounds. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.